empower them. Let's not say things like, even if you're women, or like, just because you're a woman, you cannot do that. No, no matter what your gender is, you can always achieve what you set your mind to. Okay?
Welcome back, revolutionaries, to another episode of the Tanora Revolution podcast. And before we go any further, I'd like to wish you a very, very happy new year. May all your dreams come true. And yeah, may you improve your life, improve the lives of people around you, and inspire, and let's grow together. So, revolutionaries, today we're going to talk about climate justice and women in the global south. So currently I'm running the EcoShe project. It was an award-winning by the CGKN Climate and Development Knowledge Network. I received this Climate Justice Award in Kenya during the Global Landscape Forum. So the EcoShe project aims to empower women through workshops, webinars, and paths for her initiatives. I don't know if you're currently listening to this or watching the videos from YouTube, Spotify, or through the Facebook page of the EcoShe project. But I'm so happy to have you all here today. Feel free to join us. We're here to empower each other. I am here to empower you the best that I can. So let's go further. So what can you expect from this episode? Go grab some tea, go grab some snack, because you learn a lot of things. Go grab something to write notes on as well. We need to start, don't we? Yeah, okay. Let's begin by understanding why climate justice is crucial, especially for our sisters in the global south. The impacts are far-reaching, and the stories of resilience are eye-opening. So now I'd like to close your eyes for a moment, for 1 minute. It won't be so long. Imagine a world where the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the soil we cultivate are preserved for generations to come. You can open your eyes now. I believe that you imagine, I don't know, places that you've been to, beautiful places in nature-based, of course, but let's not talk about technology yet. So that's the essence of climate justice. It's a movement that calls for equitable solutions to global climate crisis. But why focus on global south, you may ask? Like, come on, I am from Asia or Europe or America, or please say hi in the comments here. Tell me from where you're from. I'll be happy to hear from you. I'll be happy to exchange with you. So you may ask, why the global south? Why Africa? And I'll answer through this entire podcast. So let's start by understanding the disproportionate impacts felt by these communities. I'll start with COP28. I believe that most of you have been to the COP28. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend it. I was at the African Women Human Rights Defenders Convention in South Africa, where we were about 100 women human rights defenders in one place. Isn't it just amazing? And we were all from Africa. So, let's go back to our topic. Let's talk about COP28. The focus was about, apart from the global south, the focus was about the, renewable energy. Yet, I don't know where you're here listening to us from, but we are talking about renewable energy and using sun powered energy or all of them, And in Africa, most countries in here, most population in here, it's very rare that people have electricity, like for real. And we already see the problem of a climate injustice in here. So it's mostly in the global south because global south mostly affected by poverty. They're facing the harsh truth of climate change, yet they didn't take part of its problem. And that is why we need to talk about it then, not only in the global south, like people as well, even in the global south, are not equally affected by the climate change. And now we're talking about women. So as we go deeper, you already have some understanding of climate justice for this example. And of course, we're not only here to share about problems. You'll see there's a lot of episodes coming soon. You'll learn what can you do because knowledge is power, but taking action is also very precious and important, especially for this very, very important challenge that we face. So, picture the low-lying coastal areas of Africa, where women are facing the dual threat of rising sea levels and intense cyclone. And for now, I know that everyone is affected by that. But please, hold on, we'll go there. So, women in these communities not only lose their homes but also face high risks of gender-based violence in the aftermath of such disasters. So, across the African continent, women bear an unequal burden when it comes to climate change impacts. Indeed, many women in the region, primarily on climate-sensitive livelihoods, such as small-scale farming and manual labor, are facing these challenges of climate change. And this makes them highly exposed to the impacts of extreme weather, such as recurring droughts and floods, which damage crops and kill livestock, upon which other livelihoods depend livelihoods. And now, regarding that, you may say that it's a problem affected by everyone, by men and women. But let's dive deep into this. So, climate change impacts increase the already unbalanced care and domestic responsibilities that women and girls have. So now we'll move on to that topic. In turn, when that happens, when climate change impacts happen, when considering the poverty and the financial struggles that people face, in turn, constraining women and girl access to education and employment opportunities. So let me share an example that we face here in Madagascar. As a result of the most severe drought, because Madagascar is one of the African countries that is affected by the severe climate change. There is drought in the southern Madagascar, there is cyclone every year in February and January, and it's affecting a lot of people. There are people who are dying because of it, and who lose their home. And in the part where there is tough, because there is not enough money because of lack of infrastructure, and people need to be displaced. And most of the time, and I believe that it's not only in my country, in a lot of African countries, women are faced with a challenge, girls are faced with a challenge that they have to drop out school. And it is unfair because education is one of the basic human rights. It should not be a privilege. And the reason for people is that women are going to be married anyway. We are wasting money on them, yet we need money. So yeah, they need to stop school, and I think that it's very, very sad. This is one of the impact of climate change faced by women. And apart from that, when they drop out school, they have to fetch water from a place that is really far from their home. So in that case, they are not in a safe place. They may be raped, and there's a lot of cases on that in the southern Madagascar. Like, girls are being raped because imagine you alone in a long distance fetching water. It's not safe at all. So that is what is happening currently. What is affecting women? So those are the examples. And with girls who have been forced to drop out school to support the increased burden of household and farm chores, like fetching water or other household courses that they need to do. Women and adolescent boys migrate to urban centers looking for work. And I really believe that every girl has the right for education. Every girl has a right to achieve their dream and not only be married. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be married, but they have the right to study, to have access to a good education. And this is not depending on her gender. So, our sisters in the global south face the harsh consequences of climate change. And it's not only the harsh, but harshest consequences of climate change, from extreme weather events to rising sea levels. The impacts are devastating. So, this is something that we really need to talk about, because climate change has a lot of very, very damaging consequences. The prolonged droughts are affecting food security and exacerbating poverty. So if you'd like to develop Africa, of course, we need to talk about this problem. So, as we move forward, it's not just about statistics. It's about human lives. It's people like you and me who are facing this problem. And predominantly, it's women who bear the weight of these challenges. So it's crucial to recognize that climate change is not just about the environment. It amplifies existing social and gender inequalities, and we need to stop that. So, as I say to you, this podcast is all about having growth mindset. It's really important to talk about the problem, but we are solution-focused individuals. They are revolutionaries. We are here to make some revolution. So, we see the problem faced by women in global south when it comes to climate justice. Now, let's shift our focus to the incredible women leading the change for climate justice and the countries that are involved. So, in the face of adversity, women emerge as powerful agents of change, inspiring us all. Okay, women, we are not victims. We are victors. We are conquerors. And this climate change is affecting us, but we also can rise from it. We also can offer solution. So far, if you haven't subscribed to the page yet, or if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel or the Spotify yet, please do so because you'll learn a lot. You'll be empowered a lot. Before we move on to the next part of this episode, so I'll wait for you. 5 seconds. Okay, you subscribed. Thank you. So, women, as I say, we are not victims. We are key for the future of climate action in Africa. So, in the pursuit of gender equality amidst the challenges posed by climate change, there is a lot of solution that we can do, from grassroots initiatives to policy making. And it's a solution that is already existing, but I'm here to highlight them. And it's through African countries, a lot of people doing amazing work, and I encourage them to continue doing this amazing work because it really transforms lives, it inspires, and yeah, the future generation deserve a better, a better place to be, a better world to be. So yeah, it starts with all of us. Okay, so first thing first, women, we need inclusivity in climate policies. Why? Because as I said, more often, we women, we are the one affected by climate change. So we need to be there to fight for our rights. We need to be there to tell them that this is what is happening to my sisters. And of course, I know that there are men who stand up for women, the he for she initiative. But women, we need to do that because it's a priority. We are facing, women are dropping out, girls are dropping out school, yet they will be the one who will mostly take care of the education of our children. And I believe that this is really unfair because the education of children is really important. Children will be the future of a nation, yet women will mostly take care of their education. So if we invest in women, we are investing in a whole generation. And of course, not only women are going to be mothers, but in every field that they choose to be, in politics, in everything, women have the right to choose their future and to be the leader in their field. So inclusivity in climate policies is important. And of course, I have a great news for you. Yeah, so that is all about positivities, and you'll learn that very soon. So last year in 2023, 40 out of 41 African countries updated their nationally determined contribution, or NDC, incorporated gender considerations. And for example, in Nigeria reversed its national gender policy in 2022 and adopted a national action plan on gender and climate change. So, of course, we'll have some guests very soon. In this podcast, you'll be empowered to learn more about climate justice and gender equality, and we'll invite people throughout Africa. So yeah, stay with me. And not only in Nigeria, but in Malawi, they established a national technical committee on climate change with representation from the Ministry of Gender. Women, please applaud with me. This is a really, really good thing. Let's applaud together. Okay. And not only that, but this is a live situation that I was facing as well. I had the chance to celebrate the 20 years of the Maputo Protocol in Tanzania last year. And as you know, the president, Her Excellency President of Tanzania, she's one of my role models. I can imagine being a president in African countries, not only in Africa, but worldwide. It's somehow difficult. And she did it. Even representation in the political field for women is somehow difficult, but she did it. She showed the example. So I don't know where you hear me from. If you're a girl, if you're a boy, if you're a youth, please know that your dream can come true. Impossible is nothing. As long as you can imagine it, as long as you can imagine it in your mind, it is possible. I don't know if your dream is to be president or prime minister. I'm telling you, it's possible. Did you see the Prime Minister of France is like the youngest Prime Minister ever? And even if you're youth, you can run a government. So I'm telling you, persevere, have discipline, work hard, believe in yourself, and you'll achieve anything that you set your mind to. So I'd like us, for now, take a moment, women, and men as well, of course, everyone. We are all about inclusivity here. Take a moment, take a paper, and what is that wildest dream that you've always dreamed about? What is it? And write it. And I really encourage you, if it's, because we talk about climate action here, to be even better. But it's up to you, up to your dream. So if you dream, for example, to be a president of the republic, write it. Study on political sciences. Learn. There's a lot of content that you need to learn. If a goal, and I believe that all of us can change the world, and by changing the world, you need to change yourself first. So what is the problem in the world that you'd like to solve? Think about that. Believe it. Imagine that it's before you now. And I'm telling you, it's possible. I'm telling you again. Second time, again. It's possible. Your dream can come true. So, as we move forward throughout this year, I'll be here to empower you. I'll be here to help you as best as I can. I'll be here to see you succeed. And please write in the comment, what is that dream that you'd like to talk about? Please write it in the comment. I'll be happy to read all of your comments and reply to them. So write them. Tell me how I can help you as well. Tell me what kind of content you like as well. So, that was about the inclusivity in climate policies. Moving on to the next point, impactful climate actions are mostly led by women. So, I'll take immediately an example in Rwanda. Rwanda is a really, really beautiful country. I had the opportunity to travel there last year. So Rwanda, one African country, exemplifies turning their national determined contributions, commitment into tangible actions. So shout out to people from Rwanda. And women there have been trained in innovative technologies to convert organic waste into cooking gas, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And this initiative not only aids the environment, but also improves women's lives by minimizing the time spent on unpaid care work. And that is one thing that I'd like to Changemaker Exchange. It's global community empowering changemakers, and yeah, that is the reason why I was in Rwanda last year. It was for the Changemakers for the Planet Summit, and now I'm part of the facilitators on Changemaker Exchange. And I believe that it's a really, really great thing what Rwanda have done so far, because greenhouse gas emissions, it's really, really bad for our planet. And I travel a lot, and if I had the chance to choose, I'd like to attend things more online, because traveling, the carbon emission is really bad for environment. And if I had to attend online conferences and workshops, believe me, it's to empower more and more people afterwards. I'm willing to share the knowledge that I get from there. So I was saying about the Changemaker Exchange, all of because sometimes you have to travel, especially when you're a leader, a change maker in your field, and you need to have some capacity built in as well for experts. And when you travel with them, they always make sure that our flight has carbon emission compensation, which means that you pay extra amount of money so that you can contribute to climate initiatives like planting trees or advocating for climate change. These grassroots initiatives. And it's like of making your trip to a neutral, and of course it's not like 100% like all of your carbon emission will be come to zero. No, but you're helping, and that is why like a change maker exchange, like they're doing their best to empower the change makers so that the change makers as well can empower their communities. So yeah, that is it's a good impactful climate actions, because we're training women in technologies, and we know that everything is about technology nowadays. And by empowering women to convert the organic waste into cooking gas, it's I believe that it will make a lot of change, like the circular economy or the recycling. And of course, if you're hearing things that is appealing to you in this podcast that I'm sharing to you now, please go ahead and implement it in your communities. If something is like, oh my God, this is appealing to me, this is calling me, because I'll give even more examples for today's episode. So if this is appealing to you, please go ahead, because you don't know the life that you might impact. Okay. And let's also talk about inclusive solutions. So many African countries involve women in designing effective adaptation strategies, recognizing women's unique knowledge. So let's take an example. And yeah, you may ask, why all about African countries? And yeah, for now we are focused on Africa, on Global South. And as you see as well, the decoration in here of like African vibe. Can you say? Yeah. Okay. If you're listening through Spotify, yeah, I'm telling there's a little giraffe here and the little Africa candle here. And okay, so in Somalia, for example, women's groups collaborate in designing sustainable water management schemes, and it is enhancing water availability for their communities. Let me say it again. You know, in Somalia, women's groups are designing sustainable water management schemes. Oh my God, this is a really, really amazing work. I don't know if you're listening to me from Africa or if you've already been traveling to Africa before, even if you're not from Africa. Having water is a privilege. Having clean water is also a privilege. So let's reflect. Let's take some pause and let's be thankful for blessings that we have in our life. Because you know, as I'm telling you, not a lot of people have access to clean water. I've been traveling through a lot of African countries, and even in my country, in Madagascar, clean water is a privilege, you know. And if you're listening to me, you can drink water without being sick. Please take a moment to be grateful. Please take a moment to be thankful for that part of your life. And yeah, you know, as you may realize, this podcast is not just about having knowledge. I'm also here so that you can have some insight in the things that are in your mindset. Because almost everything starts here. You need to be strong in your mind. And you can accomplish, because you know there's an African proverb, and there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. You know that if you believe in yourself, if you're grateful, if you're positive, and there is no doubt within you, the doubt for outside won't do you no harm. This is very, very important, and this is something that we really need to consider. So, as you open your mind, as you become grateful, and maybe you don't know that, you can see that even in documentaries, the water problem everywhere, it's a big problem now. I believe that this collaboration in Somalia will make a very, very big change within their communities. And as always, if you're feeling that this is something that you can implement in your country, please go ahead. It may change lives. You don't know. You know, one of the best things that I really cherish in this life is seeing a child smile. You know, it's like their innocence and their kindness. And can you imagine, like, you're providing water to communities that has struggled getting water or having trouble to getting clean water? Oh my God, a lot of children will smile, and not only children, but the whole population. So, again, go ahead, you can do it. I'm really grateful to you on the change that you're making. And even if it's not only on that, even if it's only a change, raising awareness, like you're going to say, starting from today, I'm not going to waste water anymore. This is really important as well. So please also go ahead doing that as well. Thank you for that. So we talked about the inclusive solutions, and I know that you know that I'm going to talk about this another part. But before that, subscribe and follow and comment so far on what initiatives are you going to implement, or what are the actions that you're going to do in your day-to-day life. Are you going to do some recycling? Are you going to not waste water? Or even bigger, are you going to create an NGO or an association working on water management? Or I don't know. And all of that, is important. Let me know. Let me know in the comments to brighten my day. So now we talk about women's leadership. So equitable access to resources, education, and training is vital for women's leadership in climate action. And as I say, it's really unfair that women have to drop out school. I believe that we need another solution, not only letting women drop out school, but finding sustainable solution on the financial problems. And part of that is the project that I'm part of, is EcoShe project through partnership with the Tanora Revolution podcast. It's the EcoShe project where we're going to empower women from marginalized communities, and we are going to make them realize of their rights, make them realize of the climate change they are facing, the action that we can take. We're going to talk about advocacy, storytelling, and a lot of things that they need. And knowing that there is a protocol that is for them and not against them. There is the Maputo Protocol on African women's rights that they can look up to. And I'm going to share about that. I'm always very happy when I talk about that, because I believe that awareness, knowledge is power. And knowing that, I believe that they'll make more changes within their communities. And don't worry, if you're not in Madagascar, I'll make sure I'll do my best so that we can also learn a lot through this podcast. And please also write on the comment below what content you'd like to hear as well. I'll be happy to share that with you. And apart from Madagascar, in Cameroon as well, a roadmap was developed to mainstream gender in the country's national strategy to reduce emissions from deforestation. And I believe it's really important, because deforestation, we need trees, and yet a lot of people are cutting in. Of course, if you're studying why people are doing that, of course, there is a reason. And I believe that there is another topic that we can also talk about. People are doing that because they believe that they believe that it will give them more income, and that is why advocacy is really important. Advocating to those marginalized communities that deforestation is not the solution, because it's not sustainable in the long term, in the longer run. Your children won't have the possibility of see beautiful trees and the beauty of nature. And yeah, even in my country, a lot of trees are being cut. And I believe that we need to, of course, be understanding. We need to, of course, maybe they know that it's wrong for our environment, but we need to also do some actions. And of course, tree planting is already a solution, but we can still look at more solutions. And that is what the Cameroon has done, to have national strategy to reduce emissions for deforestation and including women. And now women in Cameroon are gaining representation in decision-making bodies, fostering gender-responsive climate action. Wow, it is amazing to hear about that. And women's leadership, as I said, there is an article that I write in the Circle website. I'm going to link it in the description. And women, I believe that they can be leaders, and they can be really, really great leaders. Of course, men, you're also great leaders. It's not about competition in here. I'll talk more about that afterwards. But I don't know. Do you remember your mother when you've been a child? Don't you remember the warmth in her presence, the kindness that she showed, the empathy? And that is kind of, the women leadership. It has empathy, love for the team. It's people-centric. And you feel good. I don't know, for example, your mother is telling you, please do this in kind of way. The influence. You want to do this. You want to do the things that she's asking you to do, because she's telling you to love, and that is one of the women leadership. So I believe it's encouraging women into leadership, women into representation in decision making is important, because it will advance the causes, it will help to achieve the goals. So I encourage you, no matter who you are, a girl or a boy. And leadership, we are mostly doing this, and every day of our life, leadership in yourself, how you control yourself, how you discipline yourself. Leadership, for example, at school or at university or everywhere. Leadership is everywhere, guys. So I believe that everyone can be a leader. And being firm. And as I said, we are mostly talking about women here, but I'm addressing to everyone, because it's not a competition. It's not. We women, we're not competing against men at all. No, it's about collaboration. And there is something that I always say: never envy people. Always be happy for others when they succeed. Know that their succeeding won't prevent you from your success as well. So always do your best, always try your best. Clap for the others when they're winning, and know that your time will come. Be happy for the others. They succeeding won't prevent you from succeeding. And I want men as well. I believe that not only women are listening to me now, but also men are listening to me. So yeah, I hope that all genders are listening to me. And yeah, let's work together. All of this is for us to make a better place in the world, is for us to leave a better world for our children. So let's do it together. There's no point in competing. Yes, leadership is for everyone. And by saying that, women also have a right to be leaders. Let's encourage them, let's empower them, and let's not say things like, even if you're women, or like, just because you're a woman, you cannot do that. No, no matter what your gender is, you can always achieve what you set your mind to. Okay? Okay, so let's move forward. And my last tip and last example is on the gender disaggregated data. So, African countries are making strides in collecting gender disaggregated data for climate change. Why is it important? As I'm telling you, for example, climate change, people are affected by climate change, and especially women. And for us to solve a problem, we need to know the problem. And that is why we need gender disaggregated data to know that this is the problem that women are facing. So, in Guinea, for example, they explicitly includes gender-specific monitoring in their revised NDC. And Uganda as well designed a tool to check national greenhouse gas emissions with gender disaggregated data, adding effective monitoring and reporting of progress on climate actions, so that with those data we can help people. We can help both genders, but we can help marginalized people, marginalized communities, including women, and this is really, really important. So all of these practices that I share to you, the 5 practices, highlight the importance of intertwining gender considerations in climate actions, and it will ensure a more resilient and equitable future. So hang with me now, we're going to do a little refresh. So how women can be key for the future of the climate action in Africa. The key takeaways that you can take from today is that women are disproportionately affected by climate change, and women are not victims. They can be part of the solutions. So it's important to include them in climate policies, doing some impactful climate actions and involving women, inclusive solutions on the climate change, and the strategies that we can involve women on the adaptation strategies. Empower women's leadership so that they can be part of so women can be part of decision-making processes and the decision-making bodies, and monitoring gender disaggregated data. So yeah, of course, in all of that, this is in a big scale, but you can make a difference wherever you are. You can also share this podcast so that more people can be aware, or you can even share the knowledge that you gain from this. And of course, it's okay if you don't remember everything, but just remember of some points that you believe that are really, really talking to you, and make a decision, because action oriented is important. Not only having to not only in the face of knowledge, but apply these knowledges. Empower people around you. Be inspired and inspire people. So that's it, revolutionaries. As always, I'm really happy to spend time with you. And today's episode is a call to action. We must amplify the voices of women in the face of climate justice in the global south. They are not just victims but architects of change, holding the key to sustainable futures for their communities and the planet. So as you conclude, remember, the Tanora revolution is a collective movement. It stands together, advocate for climate justice, and stand in solidarity with our sister worldwide. Thank you for being part of the Tanora revolution for today's episode. Stay revolutionary, stay resilient, and until next time, let's keep the flame of change alive. Bye.